Now, from the Columbia Basin, your local news source, this is iFIBER 1 News, presented in high definition. The #1 source for real-time local news, local sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. With your iFIBER 1 News team, reporting news in real time as it's happening. From the iFIBER Communications HD broadcast studio in Ephrata, Washington, this is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
Welcome to iFIBER 1 News. I'm Cody Johnson with news from around the Columbia Basin for Thursday, March 14th. Tonight we report on how the Sheriff's Office is providing a deputy for Coulee City and the sentencing of a man connected to the murder of Quincy's Ramiro Muniz Jr. We look at an upcoming fundraiser for a Soap Lake man with cancer and how the bill to ban military-style weapons is moving forward in the U.S. Senate. In sports, the Seahawks have picked up some help for the defensive line, and we have some scores from the Pac-12 tournament. Our spotlight story tonight is a legislative update from Moses Lake's Judy Warnick. And we have the latest weather forecast for the Columbia Basin from the iFIBER 1 Weather Center. Our top story tonight, Coulee City is getting its own deputy. The Grant County Commissioners signed an $80,000 contract with the city to provide law enforcement. The city's town marshal left for a job with the Soap Lake Police Department last year. Since she left, the Grant County Sheriff's Office handled calls to the city. Sheriff Tom Jones said the contract allows the Sheriff's Office to hire an additional deputy who will primarily focus on Coulee City. The deputy's salary is mostly covered by the contract. Jones said the deputy will spend at least 30 hours a week inside the city limits. He'll be in the city limits and building the relationships in the community. The contract calls for routine patrols of the town, including checking the homes of people on vacation, attending school events, checking the security of businesses. When the deputy is scheduled to be in the city, he will be able to respond immediately. Ephrata businesses are inviting people to shop till they drop, then drink till they crawl on Saturday. A Girls' Day Out event offers shoppers special pricing and door prizes at several local businesses starting at 9 a.m. Participating businesses include Harrison Diamonds, The Bookery, Doshinsky's, Dog-Eared Books, The Works Salon, Lee Theater, Kids, Soul Performance, Worldwide Yarns, and of course iFIBER Communications. The Ephrata Pub Crawl then kicks off from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. People can pick up raffle tickets at one of several drinking establishments for a prize drawing at the Nat Washington House held at 6 p.m. Participating establishments include AJ's Eats and Drinks, the Bank Tavern, Basin Street Bistro, Basin Street Pizza, Bricks and Stone, El Gave, In the Spirits, Mommy Yum Yum, Tequilas, Time Out Pizza, and Wendy's Tavern. One of the men accused of shooting Quincy's Ramiro Muniz Jr. is heading to prison. Gerardo Valenzuela Navarro entered an Alford plea to murder in the second degree in Grant County Superior Court. The plea means the 20-year-old Quincy man didn't admit to committing the crime, but felt he'd be convicted if the case went to trial. Valenzuela Navarro faces a sentence of 10 to 18 years in prison. Sentencing is scheduled for April 12th. Prosecutors plan to ask for a sentence of 14 years in prison. The two other men accused of taking part in the murder, Erwin Vasquez, a 21-year-old Quincy man, and Eddie Alvarez Hernandez, a 22-year-old Quincy man, remain charged with murder in the second degree. For more on this story, you can visit us online at iFIBER1.com. The Soap Lake community is rallying behind a local couple as they battle an aggressive form of cancer. Richard Lindgren, husband of Soap Lake City Councilwoman Crystal Lindgren, was diagnosed with small cell lung cancer in August. The fast-growing form of the disease quickly metastasized, spreading to his bones and liver. Since the diagnosis, Richard has been undergoing chemotherapy treatments in Moses Lake, which Crystal said has bought him some time. This Saturday, the Soap Lake Businessmen's Club is hosting a spaghetti feed and auction for the Lindgrens. Dinner starts at 5 p.m. and the auction kicks off at 6:30. There will be live music after 9 o'clock. Fundraiser auction items are still needed and can be dropped off at the Notorious Lodge office anytime this week. Warden police are investigating a reportedly gang-related shooting that occurred yesterday morning. A 19-year-old Othello man was treated for a small caliber single gunshot wound to his leg at about 4 a.m. The man told police that members from a local street gang were suspects in the shooting. Warden Police Chief Rick Martin said the victim was uncooperative and was evasive about questions related to the shooting. Warden police officials said the victim has a number of gang tattoos and claimed gang affiliation. The man said he was shot in Warden, but that has not been confirmed. Warden police didn't receive any calls or reports of any shots being fired in town at the time of the claimed shooting. Investigators are actively pursuing all leads, and anyone with information is asked to contact the Warden Police Department at 349-2232. Each of the people you see here have warrants for their arrest and are wanted by various law enforcement agencies. If you see any of these people, the DOC asks you not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but to call police. You can also call the Department of Corrections at 509-764-6180 during the day or 509-762-1160 after 5 p.m. We'll be right back after these messages with the latest from the iFIBER 1 Weather Center, and we have sports and more news coming up.